The movie begins in a nightclub, where Jerry and his two friends are having drinks. They notice a girl named Cassie, who was appearing too drunk to pick herself up. Friends of Jerry make comments on her, but Jerry tries to help her to get her home. Jerry takes her to his home, and after some time starts kissing her. She asks him that she wants to lie down, so he takes her to his bedroom. There he begins to take her clothes off. Then suddenly Cassie sits upright and looks dead into his eyes to ask him what he is doing. Jerry gets terrified. Next morning, while going back home, her shirt has a red stain, but it turns out it is jelly from the donut. On the same street, 3 construction workers start catcalling her, but she bothers them when she stares at them blankly. After reaching home, we come to know that she lives with her parents. She is a medical college dropout and works a dead-end job at a coffee shop with her only friend. One day, a former classmate, Ryan, from the med school enters the shop and recognizes Cassie. After some back and forth banter, she spits in his coffee, and to convince her for a date, he drinks it. She still gave him a fake number. Later at night, Cassie is again picked by another man named Neil. He was trying her to do cocaine while pitching the sexist novel idea. When Cassie wants to go home, he tries to take her to bed with him. She then reveals herself being completely sober, and this freaks him out. She calls him out that he was taking advantage of a drunk girl and leaves his apartment. Back at home, Cassie's parents give her a pink suitcase as a birthday gift, which clearly indicated that she needs to move out, as they were concerned about her lack of ambitions. Ryan returns to the coffee shop after realizing she gave him a fake number. He still insists for a date and finally agrees. Cassie finds him to be nice, but still doesn't let him get too close. While they were on a date, he mentions about Elle, who is getting married soon. Listening the name of Elle disturbs her, because when she was in med school, during a frat party, Elle raped her childhood best friend Nina, while she was too drunk to stand. Cassie and Nina reported this to too many people, but none of them believed them. Eventually, Nina killed herself and Cassie dropped out of school. At home, she finds many peers of Elle on social media congratulating him on his engagement. Among all his friends there was a woman named Madison. She contacts her and arranges a lunch date with her. Cassie tricks her into getting drunk before raising the topic of Nina. Madison acts easy about the incident, stating that it was a long time ago and blames Nina for getting too drunk. Once Madison is too drunk, she leaves the place after paying and speaks to man while pointing towards her. Cassie then goes to a high school where she picks a young girl named Amber, while pretending that she is going to a diner to work for a popular boy band. Then she pays a visit to Dean Elizabeth at her former med school. Cassie brings up how she didn't believe her and Nina, and does not even remember her. Cassie then tells Elizabeth she has already picked her daughter from the school, and has left her with some older boys. Once Elizabeth admits her fault, she tells her that she only left her daughter in the diner, and she is still waiting for the boy band there. Cassie's next target was a former lawyer, Green, who forced Nina to drop the case. But when she meets him, he seems remorseful of his actions and cries for forgiveness. She even cancels the hit she ordered on him. Cassie pays a visit to Nina's mother, where Nina's mother tells her that it is not healthy to dwell on the past, and she should move on. Cassie once again attempts the drunk girl trick, but this time Ryan sees her going with some new guy. She tries to explain him, but he does not seem interested in that moment. But later she explains herself, and he ends up forgiving her. Later Madison visits Cassie at her home, waiting after days of calling and messages, as she was worried something happened with the guy she was talking to. Cassie admits that nothing happened, and that man only took her to the bed. Once she hears this, she is relieved and admits that she was wrong for not believing her. She also tells Cassie that there was a video of Nina which was passed around at that time, and she still has it in an old phone. She gives the phone to her and orders not to contact her again. Cassie was horrified to see the incident, but she was more mortified to know that Ryan was also present there. Cassie confronts Ryan at his job and threatens him to tell her the address of the Al's bachelor party, or otherwise she will share the video with all his contacts. He hesitantly gives her the address, and she again warns him not to notify anyone there. On the night of bachelor's party, She visits the place dressed as stripper and takes Al to a separate room. There she ties his hands and then brings up Nina. He begins giving excuses that they were kids and everybody was drunk, but she was not ready to hear anything. She grabs a scalpel from her bag and tries to carve Nina's name on his stomach, but he overpowers her and smothers her to death. Next morning, Al's friend comes up to the room and finds Al crying beside Cassie's body. Al begs him to help with this, and they burn Cassie's body under a pile of logs. Days later, Cassie's parents file a missing report. The lead officer reaches Ryan's office as he was romantically involved with her. Once he learns that she has disappeared, in order to save himself, he suggests maybe she has done something to herself. On the day of Al's wedding, we learn that Green had received an envelope from Cassie, along with a message in case of her disappearance. After the wedding, everyone receives the video. Ryan gets a pre-written text from Cassie, saying, "You didn't think this was the end, did you? It is now. Enjoy the wedding." Police arrives and finds the remains of Cassie, which contained a friendship necklace. Al was also arrested in front of everyone, and Ryan is still reading the text, which ended with, "Love Cassie and Nina."